Welcome back to Spelunky, everybody. I meant to hit quick resume, but I did not. Welcome back to Spelunky, where today, last time, what did we talk about? We talked about designing OCs. I actually have a thing I wanted to talk to bring up this time, though, a conversation, if you will. Yeah, that last one that ended very badly. I'm not happy about that, but next time we just won't turn our brains off, right? I mean this time. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's like anything that I really, before I like start a whole brand new conversation, if there's like anything that I want to address from the last conversation that I left unfinished. I don't know. I like designing OCs, and that's kind of the crux of it. And I like writing the characters. That was awkward, but... So, as for new stuff we can talk about, oh yeah, so there was, I had a suggestion from a pal, you may know him, his name is Phantom T. He asked me, he said that I should, dedicate a whole episode of Spelunky to talking about my opinions on modern Star Wars. So I guess we could do that. I don't know. I take requests, I guess. If anyone wants me to talk about something, give me a reason to yap about random baloney. I mean, feel free to suggest it, I guess. But to be honest, I don't really know. Excuse me. I don't really know entirely what he wants, because... I don't know, if I'm being honest with you, my entire perspective on what modern Star Wars is kind of ends on The Mandalorian Season 2, because that's like really the last thing I watched. I kept up pretty well with... No, Book of Boba Fett. That came after Season 2 of The Mandalorian. So I've watched up to Book of Boba Fett. And then I kind of dropped off. They had... Well, no, did Kenobi come... Dude, I don't know. First of all, I can't keep track of everything, because I haven't watched, like, half of it. But, what are my opinions on modern Star Wars, I guess? We can think about that. I guess I'm just kind of, like, tired of it. I don't know. But I can't... I don't even know if I could really say that. I think more so I'm just kind of tired of hearing about it. Because I haven't actually watched this. I can't really definitively say, like, oh yeah, this is like, everything is bad now. Because I haven't actually watched it for myself. Oh, come on. But, I don't know. See, I watched the movies. You know, I've been a huge Star Wars fan all my life. So, when they made the sequels, like, yeah, I watched them, of course. And I did not... I started, like, losing interest in them at that point, I think. Like, Episode 8 is when I kind of started to lose interest. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. I know it has its fans, but I wasn't a huge fan of it at the time I watched it, which is the only time I watched it. And that was like, you know, not quite a decade ago, but like a long time ago. Things are already exploding. Why? Anyway, So like you know, I don't think it's that gonna explode? It is. Like it's not. I don't think it's a very hot take to say that I'm not really a fan of the sequels. But I do like episode 7. Like it's a bit of a safe kind of bland sort of movie. It has some controversial elements to it, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's visually very pretty. Like it sets up an interesting and fun like cast, a new like era. And it does some stupid stuff, but I think overall it's fine. But then you get to episode 8 and oh, we get the retro music. Can you hear it? I've never heard this one. That's fun. Anyway, like I said, I didn't like episode 8 at the time that I watched it. So like when it came out, I didn't watch it. I think maybe nowadays, going in with a different perspective, you know, who knows? Who's to say? But yeah, and then of course obviously I hated episode 9. I think that sucks so bad. I don't like it. Did we kill the dog? Shit. Here. You can just have fun in there. I didn't like episode 9. And then what happened after episode? Did anything come out after episode 9? I know that Rogue One. Didn't it come out between like 8 and 9 or was that like after? I don't know. I like Rogue One. I think that's a good movie. Nice. I think Rogue One was a good movie. I think Solo. It's called Solo, Star Wars story. You know, I'll be honest. I don't really remember much about it. I don't know. It was, I guess, just whatever. I really don't remember much like at all. I don't really remember. I feel like I just did not have any strong opinions either way about it. It's like no, honest to glob, I actually don't remember what happens in that movie. I remember the scene on Mimban, the swampy planet. But then that's like the first like it's like the first like 20 minutes of the movie, right? So I don't remember. I really don't remember. Oh wait, they went to the mines. I think, yeah, the Kessel Run, right? I mean, that was pretty, I guess. Yeah, I need to watch it again, I guess. Is what we're learning here. But I don't know. Modern Star Wars, though. Modern Star Wars, to me, I think kind of starts with The Mandalorian, right? Like that was shit. That was like the live action. That's when they started doing the live action shows. And they pretty much gave up all motivation, I guess, to do movies or something. I don't know. Whoops. Anyway. So it starts there. You know, it actually took me a long time because I was kind of checked out of Star Wars at that point. So I watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of The Mandalorian when it came out. And that was like 2019, 2020. I don't know. I was kind of just checked out. And I didn't watch much of it because I don't much care for the like long 30-minute episode kind of like TV shows like that. So it actually took me a while to watch The Mandalorian. I didn't watch it until I watched it with PT and Josh. Shit. I was leaving. And then we watched Mandalorian season 2, and so as far as that goes, as far as Mandalorian season 1 and 2 goes, I really like those actually. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. I guess under that definition that I'm using, then the Clone Wars season 7 would count as modern Star Wars too, I guess. And of course, I love Clone Wars season 7. I mostly love Clone Wars season 7. I don't like the walkabout arc. Is that what they're calling it? Is that they call it the walkabout arc? I don't like that one. But otherwise, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't like terrible. Anyway, of course I love Clone Wars. Clone Wars is like my favorite thing like ever. So, other than that, we watched Book of Boba Fett. I think that was the only other thing. Like, in terms of like all the modern Star Wars shows, I've only seen, you know, like new season of the Clone Wars they made, and then Mandalorian and Boba Fett, and that's kind of it. I don't know. I checked out after that point. We watched a little bit of Andor, and I know everyone swears that Andor is like the best thing ever made. We did not get far enough into that because it was going pretty good, and then we just kind of, I don't know, we stopped. Because Disney Plus stopped letting you screen share, which sucks and is really stupid. I don't know why they did that. But anyway, I don't know. I enjoyed those shows well enough. Even Book of Boba Fett. I think has issues, but I liked it. I did like it. Oh, and then we watched Obi-Wan. I didn't like that one. seeing Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor was like the highlight. And at that point, just make like a standalone show for those two specifically. I would watch that for sure. But I mean, otherwise, I didn't really care for it. It was kind of, I don't know. Like, it was kind of cool. But again, I really just don't have any strong opinions on it, like, at all. And I guess it just kind of, boils down my thoughts, I guess, on modern Star Wars. This conversation has gone on way too long of me just, like, talking in circles, but it just kind of boils down to, like, I don't know that I have any strong opinions, really. I just don't really care to keep up with it. And I couldn't really tell you why. And I didn't even watch Bad Batch either. You know, as much as I love, like, the animated shows, I never watched Bad Batch. I watched, like, the first couple of episodes of it when it first was airing, and then I stopped. I never watched, I did watch some of Star Wars Visions, the anime anthology. I actually really liked what I watched of it. I didn't keep watching it, but I really liked that. And I feel like Star Wars Visions had a lot of, like, passion put into it, which I feel like is something I just don't. LOL. Wait. Like, get comboed? Get comboed? Nice. I feel like I don't really feel like a lot of passion in, like, Book of Boba Fett or whatever. And maybe that's disingenuous to say. You know, who am I to say? Who am I to say that the artists behind it and the creatives don't have any passion? I'm certain that the Andor creators do. That seems like there was a lot of passion put into it. Crap. See, I'm goofing up. I don't know. I feel like, I just don't know. I really don't know. The more I try to think about it, the more I just, Like, straight up, I couldn't really tell you. You know, and like the games, I haven't played any of the games that have come out. What games have come out? There's like the Jedi game. The Jedi games. I guess there's 2 of them, wasn't there? There were Dark Souls. Like, there were Souls-likes, which I wasn't really a fan of. And maybe I should give them another chance. You know, I do still own the first game. Like, I could straight up, I could play that on, like, the solo Let's Plays or something. Or even, like, Fiery Plays. I could actually, like, commit to it. And form an actual opinion about it. But I don't know. When I first played it, I was not really into it. But I mean, I love Star Wars. I think I just need to, like, connect back with the roots of Star Wars. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've gone so long where I've just been kind of in this state where it's like the... You know, I have not watched the movies, the original movies, in so long. I don't know. Like, I'm certain I've watched at least some of them since watching the sequel trilogy. But, like, really, when was the last time that I just sat down and watched them, you know? I know I did... I think I did try to do, like, a rewatch of all the movies at one point. But I made the mistake of doing it in chronological order. So I watched, you know... I think I watched, like, the... What did I do? I watched probably episode 1 and 2, then maybe a couple of arcs of the Clone Wars, and then episode 3, and then maybe a rewatch of Rogue One, but I genuinely can't remember. This would have been years ago anyway. So my point still kind of stands. It's like, I've been living like this whole time, like, remembering Star Wars as this... Oh, shit. You know, what it is now. When I need to, like, kind of just go back, rewatch the original movies, and feel that magic again. You know what I mean? Like, feel... Like, that is what Star Wars is at its essence. And I need to go back and just re-experience that. Then I can maybe... Then maybe I'll have, like, a refreshed... like, renewed interest, and I can get into all this new stuff and you know, properly judge it for, like, what I believe it to be. Whatever that may be. Because that's kind of... I feel like that's what happens with a lot of franchises that go on for a long time. That you kind of, like... You know, you get into the, like, the new stuff. And the new stuff... You know, it's maybe not bad. I'm not... Like, certainly some of the new Star Wars stuff is good. But, like, an example that I can use is, like, the Fate franchise. Like, that is a very, very big franchise. And there's a lot to it. And, you know, I started with Stay Night, like the anime, not the actual visual novel. But I started with that. And that, even though they aren't, like, the best adaptations really ever, I know there's a lot of debate about that. And we've even talked about it before. Like, ad nauseum, even. But, you know, there's a lot of debate about that. But that at its core, you know, Stay Night, even if the adaptations aren't great, that's like the core of what Fate started as. And then you get the Fate Grand Order, which is like this huge, like, sci-fi epic. You know, it's just this massive multi-arc spanning story with all this, like, high concept shenanigans going on. And, you know, it's also, like, kind of limited in a way. Like, it's a very, very, like, you got just, like, very static sprites on screen at all times. And it's, you know, I mean, it's a mobile game. You have to play it on your phone and everything. So, I don't know, there's a lot of limitations to it. It's kind of rigid in some ways. And I was getting really tired of it. Like, for a long time, I got really kind of tired of Fate Grand Order. I was, like, really burnt out. You know, really just, like, I was like, I don't feel like this anymore. Like, even after, like, experiencing, I think this was, I experienced the 6th chapter of the second arc of the story. You know, it's Lost Belt 6. You know, even after that, I thought that was great, first of all, but, you know, even with that being said, I was just kind of tired of the game. And I was like, man, you know what? Do I even, like, want to keep up with this anymore? And then that's when I played the game that came out, like, sometime prior, that I owned, but I never actually played. Because, again, I was kind of tired of it. I was kind of tired of the franchise. So even when this new, like, $60 game came out, I was like, I don't know. I'm not keeping up with this. I don't know. But I played that game, Fate Samurai Remnant. And Fate Samurai Remnant is really good. And it really... It takes you back to that kind of like the core of the franchise. A much like smaller in scope story that's a lot more like character-centric, character-focused. Like, that's kind of what the whole deal about the original Fate stuff is. It's very character-focused. Fate Grand Order isn't so much that. It's more kind of in with the big, like, grand moments and everything. So my point is, like, going back to that sort of essence of what the core of Fate is gave me that newfound appreciation, and then I went back to Fate Grand Order with, like, a renewed love for the franchise as a whole. And it was really great. I felt really refreshed, and that's, I think, what I just need to do with Star Wars. I think I just need to go back to those original movies and just watch them, and not like distract myself. Don't have Discord open. Don't check Twitter or whatever. Just, like, watch the films. And I think that'd be really good for me. But I can't really do that because I have DVDs somewhere of, like, I know I do. I know they're somewhere in this household. I just don't know where they are. It's kind of a shame. I need to, like, find them. I think they're in my room somewhere, even. The original Star Wars films. I guess I say original Star Wars films. They are the remastered films. I've never actually seen the original, like cuts of Star Wars. I've only ever seen the special editions. Which I do want to watch the original. I know the originals are coming to theaters, but I'm not going to a movie theater. I don't like movie theaters. So I need to... One day I do want to watch those original versions. Yeah, and I don't think they're on Disney Plus either, are they? I don't own Disney. I don't have Disney Plus right now. Because I'm really trying to save money. Like, I want to save my money for, like, bills and maybe commissioning artists. Not Disney Plus. But I don't think the original versions of the movies are even on there, which is kind of absurd if you really think about it. How did you die? I don't know, like, tell me why you wouldn't, like, you're Disney. You could just do that. There's no reason why you couldn't put the original cuts of Star Wars, like, on your streaming service. I don't know why they never did that. At least as far as my knowledge goes. Maybe they did and I'm just, like, crazy and I'm just, like, completely missed some kind of big announcement or something. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. See, and now I'm realizing, like, I spent the last 25 minutes talking about basically nothing, haven't I? Just sometimes I go on, like, rants, and I just say things. And then I realize, like, 20 minutes later that I really don't think anything I just said made... I think it made sense, but was it actually cohesive? I don't think so. That's like my biggest problem when it comes to like speaking, like at all, is I cannot do so in a cohesive manner. Shit. No. I straight up I cannot speak. Like forming cohesive like thoughts that don't just like drone on. It's so difficult. Did I just go in a circle? I don't like that. Get out of here. Cool. Okay. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know why speaking is so hard. I don't know why I'm like I have too much difficulty. Because I feel like I do a lot of explaining. I explain things a lot. Like in my head, and I may have even talked about this on the channel already. But like whenever I'm like trying to really explain anything, when I'm thinking about like anything, I do so in a manner as if I am explaining it to another person. Because to me that I don't know actually. I don't know why I do it actually. But I just do. Like whenever I'm trying to, like whenever I'm thinking of something, I'm like, okay, I say it in my head as though I'm like talking to another person. Like I imagine, and it's weird because I like imagine, like okay, I'm talking to this person and I'm explaining it to them. Even though, you know, I'm just like talking to it in my head. Even if I don't have any intention of ever explaining it to a person. Like that's just what I do. And so you'd think, with how much that I am like constantly explaining things to people, that I would be better at like explaining things to people. Holy shit. Okay, I can't die here. Oh, I don't even have any money. But I'm just not. I'm not good at that. And it's such a weird thing. I don't know what you'd even call it. I don't even know what it would be. Oh, man. Oh, well, I can just, like, come up this way. See, I don't know. I don't know if that's, like, a thing that anybody else has in the world. And I don't know how to get better at explaining things. That's, like I said, you'd think I'd just be, like, good at it. Because of those exact circumstances, but I don't know. Anyway, another thing I don't know about is how you're supposed to even like kill the fish. Like I don't know what you get for killing the big piranha, because there is a giant piranha in that. Whenever you have the water level with all the piranhas at the bottom, there is like a giant piranha. Shit, okay. No, I didn't lose it. It's fine. And I don't know. I don't even. First of all, I don't know how to go about even killing it. Second of all, I don't know what you get for killing it. If you get anything. Because you may just not get anything at all. Okay, well, we're not going that way. I might just have to ditch the machete, yeah. It's not like the best thing in the world, so I'm not gonna miss it too much. And yeah, I don't even know how that started either. How me like explaining things to people became like the internal voice in my head. I don't know how that even started. But I suspect it may have started because of growing up watching YouTube. I think growing up watching YouTube has done something to me psychologically that caused that. Because even like, you know, like even in my internal monologue, I always say we. It's like I always talk to myself as if I'm talking to an audience. So I genuinely think that there must be something like, I don't know what it would be, but there's something about like, fuck. There's something about watching YouTube that did something to my brain, I think. We're gonna go for another run, because I don't know. This is gonna be the long episode. This is like the long and drawn out episode. That's a good title for the episode too, the long and drawn out episode. But anyway, it's like as a kid, I would like pretend I was a YouTuber, right? And I think a lot of kids probably did that. I didn't actually, and thank goodness, I didn't actually have a YouTube channel, because I feel like that would have been really bad. It's like I feel like you should definitely not have a YouTube channel as a kid, even if you really want one. But you know, I would like pretend. I would pretend as though I was a YouTuber. And it's like, it's what I always wanted to be. It's like as a kid, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber so bad. I want to, you know, get all the views and have a million subscribers and, you know, make all these cool videos and stuff. It's not gonna be an easy way I can really get that. I'm not gonna bother. And so yeah, I would pretend I was a YouTuber, and I think that's probably maybe what like did something in my brain. That and like watching so much YouTube. I don't know. You know, thank goodness, like, it actually did become a problem at some point. Because I was, like, genuinely, like... It would get to the point, because, you know, I'd talk to myself out loud, and I'd be, like, you know, pretending to be a YouTuber. So it got to the point where it's, like, I would sometimes just not play video games, because I was... You know, there are other people in the room. It's like, well, I can't roleplay being a YouTuber around other people. I can't, like... This ruins my immersion. And eventually, thank goodness, I stopped that. Probably, like, embarrassingly late. Like, I don't think it was until... Like at least 2018, I feel like, when I stopped doing that. Which is... It's like a long time ago, but... Probably concerningly recent. But yeah, anyway. It's a good thing I stopped doing that. Now I'm an actual YouTuber. Now I really do just talk to myself. But it's not crazy this time because there's actually people listening. It's actually for a reason and not just me, like, pretending. I do think I probably would have been decent at, like, commentary, though. Had I like, not stopped that. Because, like I said, like I've talked about, like, a million times before... You know, I was not good at commentary when I first started. Obviously, nobody is. But I wonder, like, had I continued doing the whole YouTuber thing to this day... Okay, this is not going well. It's like, how would I have been at commentary at this point? Would I have actually been, like, improved at commentary, like, tenfold? I don't know. again, I'm glad that we'll never know, because yeah, I don't like pretending to be a YouTuber forever. That sounds miserable. But I am living out the childhood memory. I may not have millions of subscribers, but I am actually making YouTube videos. So you know what, kid me would look at that and be like, whoa, that's crazy, or something. Can I, like, get you out of there? Oh, shit. Let's do the worm. Oh, we didn't do the worm. Never mind. I'm going down this way. Two? Oh, let's freaking do it. Oh, we only get one. That's fine. Let's do it. I know we usually don't. Oh, okay, this sucks. We're just gonna bomb through here. Huh? Oh, there was a piranha in there. Well, that sucks. That really... That grinds my gears. Well, that's enough Spelunky for one day, I guess. Stay tuned for... I don't know, what is it? Tuesday. Tuesday we got Metal Gear coming out. And I do want to get those Pikmin videos out eventually. You know, I don't know what to do for the Pikmin videos. Like I said, I've talked about it before, I want to do like thumbnails, and the video's over at this point. You can leave if you want. I'm just gonna talk about random crap for another like 5 minutes. I wanted to do thumbnails, like unique thumbnails for each episode of Pikmin, because I think that really fits. Kind of a nice vibe. And you know, enough like funny things happen in Pikmin. At least 1 and 2, or at least 2, where it's like, oh yeah, I have all these ideas. Like, we have a thumbnail for the episode where we go in the submerged castle. We have a thumbnail for when we do, you know, for like some funny fail happens, we can have it like depicted in the thumbnail. But then it's like, I don't know. Maybe I should just do like one kind of thumbnail with maybe a couple variations. But I don't know. I don't know. That would certainly get the videos out sooner, because I wouldn't have to come up with all these ideas first. I mean, I guess the issue is I have ideas. I just don't... I'm just lazy, and I don't want to put together, like, the references. But maybe that's not even important. I don't know. Maybe the artist will be fine if I just, like, say, hey, here's the idea. But then, I don't know. It's like, I don't just, like, saying, hey, here's my idea. I like to at least have some kind of references. And I've just been too lazy to do that. Putting together references is, like, the hardest part about any kind of commission. But like, if you want to commission character designs, like, thumbnail, like, scenes or art or whatever. It's like putting together all the referencing and everything. That is a tricky dicky. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do one more run. The long and drawn out episode, even more long and drawn out. I don't know. I want to go on this rant now. And I don't want to wait another like week in order to have this rant on like Kirby Air Raiders or whatever. Because it's like, you know, I like to put together, like, I like to make my references really detailed. Like, I like to have, like, hey, here's the characters in this. And a lot of the times, like, most of my commissions, I don't usually commission, like, thumbnail art. That's actually a new thing. So I need to figure out, like, how exactly I want to do that. And I may even have to, like, I may even have to, like, draw out stuff, like, on a piece of paper in order to really get a good reference across. But, which, again, that takes a lot of work, too. But most of the time, I'm just commissioning, like, a generic, like, full-body character. Because that's what a lot of what I do is I just commission character design. So I come up with a character design. And maybe I have, like, an artist do the design, if they do design work. But usually I have, like, an idea for a character anyway. So I usually I'll have them design, like, certain aspects of the character if they want to. You know, if they offer that service. But, you know, coming up with, like, the idea, like, I could come up with a vibe fairly easily in my head. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what I want. But now I need to, like, actually, like a characters I'm working on right now. We can kind of go into that, I guess. Yeah, I have plenty of characters that I'm working on right now. A lot of them are based on, like, Mesopotamian myths, or like characters from the myths or whatever. With other things, I don't want to get too like into that. But the point is like I can come up with an idea. Like I have an idea for a character, and it's like I know the vibes. I can think of the vibes I want for this character right now. They're, you know, it's a fox girl. And I know the exact vibes. Like I know you know what the vibes of a fox character are. It's not like a hard thing to come up with. But like, it's like, okay, I have this idea. Now, though, I need to like, I need the outfit. So like, what's the outfit gonna be for this character? Like, because they gotta wear something. It's like I have been tempted to do naked characters before, but I feel like naked characters, you need to do it very sparingly. That's something you need to be very careful with. You could probably get away with it for like a book. But like most instances of like a game or something, you probably want them to be clothed. Or at least covered up in some way. But anyway, point is, the point is, you know, I know the vibes I want for the character. I can like picture the vibes in my head of what I want, but then I don't know how to like piece that together because I need to come up with an outfit. So I look up like fashion, trying to use like random keywords of kind of like what I want, but it's usually not good enough. It's like I wish there was some kind of like database or something. It's like you see all these different like fashion styles and stuff. But anyway, I know what I want. I just need to like. That's dangerous. I don't like that. I know what I kind of want. And I guess if I had like a character, like someone to do character design. I don't even want that. I just want the damsel. Well, that's not good. Okay. Yeah, it is genuinely tricky to like figure out the vibe, and then even when you have the outfit, okay, that's half the battle. You need to figure out like, okay, what would be a good color scheme for this character? I like to, you know, be like, what colors would go well together? What character or what colors should they even have in the first place? Okay, that monkey did nothing. He just sat there. So you got to think about stuff like. So when you deal, it depends, because like the character, like I know what hair color I want for this character. It's, you know, it's like a dark brown. And I'm pretty sure I even have like the hairstyle. And a lot of things fit together, but a lot of times you need to. Okay, so it's like, well, the outfit, right? Is the color, you know, is whatever colors I want, is that going to fit with? I saw that beep. Is it gonna fit with like the hair? I feel like that's like one of the biggest things. To me, anyway, is like making a contrast between hair color and outfit color. I feel like that's one of the most difficult aspects. I see it, it's right here. No, frog, run. Frog die. So coming up with a good color scheme is hard enough. Then next you have like hairstyle, which I know exactly what hairstyle I want for this character. So that's like, that part's already kind of done for me. But that is a whole other thing entirely, as well as like trying to find good hairstyles for a character. Very tricky, very, very difficult a lot of the times. Okay, there's no shotgun or anything, so I'm just gonna. Okay. Found it. Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, so you have like that. Now the episode is over. We're just gonna finish up this converstion and end it. And everyone's gonna look at the link to this episode and be like, damn, that's a long episode. It must have been a really good run or something. No, I just... it's a really long and drawn-out episode. Anyway. I feel like... And then you got like the... once you even... I mean, it's not like this is in order. You have to do anything like in order, right? But you gotta also then, like, the hardest part. Because figure out, like, color schemes and hairstyles and hair color, everything like that. And that's one thing. But then it's, like, the hardest part of, like, coming up with any character design. Is the pose and the expression. That, to me, is, like, the most difficult part. Because it's so easy to be like, well, what if they just, like, A-pose, right? But... You do want to... try to do a pose that, like, evokes something about the character. Whatever that may be. And posing is just so difficult. I usually end up just, like, stealing a pose from, like, a character I like that's, like, analogous. You know, like, a lot of characters that come up with, you know, they're, like, combinations of other characters. So it's like, hey, this character, you know, would make you know, they are a heavy inspiration for the OC. So it's like, yeah, giving them one of their poses would fit. But coming with a good pose and then an expression, you gotta like look through all these different expressions. It's like it depends on what like kind of art style you want too. So if you want something really anime, you need to kind of like know off the top of your head. Because if you just want to search up like anime girl like angry face, you a bunch of AI bullshit. You kind of need to know like, okay, well, I don't know, look up this specific character and then try to find the frame of whatever expression you're looking for. And that's like so difficult sometimes, especially when you're literally just coming up with the character. You don't know exactly what their personality and everything is because you're just coming up with them. You can try all you want, but I feel like it can just be tricky still to really come up with something like that. And then it's like with coming up with the thumbnail and everything, that's a whole other beast entirely. Because then you have to do that like a bunch. Like, if you want these characters doing this and doing these expressions and these poses. I don't know, it's tricky stuff. Commissioning is not easy, but I do like it. I think it's fun, but it's not necessarily easy work. So yeah, that is officially the end of the episode. This might be one of the longest episodes of Spelunky yet, I think. Or maybe not. I feel like we've gone almost an hour before. But that's where we're going to end it today. Next time... I don't know, maybe I won't freaking ramble so much next time. I'll see you then. And we'll see if that's true or not. Bye-bye.